across the border there in North Carolina. But how much do you know about this rivalry? What it means? What older players look?
Yeah, I know that it has a lot of meaning behind it, and already this week, there's kind of word going around, and I definitely understand the importance. Even being recruited, it was a huge thing in my recruitment. Big reason why I came here as well. So I'm really ready for it. It's going to be a fun week.
What do you know about that stadium down there? Are you looking forward to that environment?
Yeah, so I actually during my recruiting, I went to a South Carolina game against UGA, in that stadium, and it was a night game, and it was probably one of the craziest experiences I was a part of. I know how crazy it gets. I know the fans are, kind of all over the place, but I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I think it's going to be a great experience, something I'll remember for sure.
Well, what's it been like the last few weeks to watch this offense kind of get on track and then really put it together last week against Wick Farm?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Because you guys just really see it on Saturdays, but I get a chance to see it, Monday through Thursday, and that's really where the big change has been made. I think just seeing everyone's precision, how locked in everybody is. Just the leaders kind of evolving, everybody just kind of following the lead and doing what we've been doing, but carrying it from Thursday to Saturday now. Yeah, it's been great to see it, and then to kind of put the nail in the coffin against Wake Forest and help our defense out, which is something we've struggled with all season. It was great to put that many points on the board, and I think we still left some points off the board with those 2 turnovers that we had on those great drives. So it's a great feeling for sure.
Coach Elliott was in here a little while ago just saying that it was after the Pitt game that the guy said, hey, we know we can do this. We just had to make the plays, and that's when things really started to change.
Exactly, yeah, and I was I was a big advocate for that because I missed the plays in the Pitt game. That was me. To kind of be able to step up and make a couple plays and kind of see this offense start rolling. Guys like Bo Collins stepping up and a bunch of other pieces, just kind of putting it all together and finally starting to flow. We just got to keep it up, keep rolling off this momentum, and finish the season off really strong.
So you were saying that it feels like randomly get a text from you at night asking about plays and stuff like that. What's your routine like as far as watching film? Diving into that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I watch it pretty consistently throughout the week. I just get in there as much as I can. Kind of starting off, it's something I never really did too much of in high school. I would watch the other team, but I really had no intention. When I got to the college level, I quickly realized, that's one way to just get a step up on the opponent, and it helped me just get a better understanding, make me so much better of a player. Even if it's just one little thing, it's a great feeling, if you're in a game and you can see something before it happens, and then after the play, you just kind of sit there for a second, you're like. It's just a great feeling to know that you prepared and the moment was there and you made the most of it. But I'll shoot Coach E a text, whenever I got a question or two. But yeah, just watch as much film as I can, definitely.
There's also saying on that outside zone in high school, guys just don't run here. Now it's 3 steps to make the read, 5 to make the cut. How hard is that to pick up?
Yeah, it's tough. Like the game between high school and college is so much different. Like you said, in high school it was just kind of like, all right, handoff left, handoff right, getting to the end zone. At the college level, there's multiple reads in every single play, and it's something that I had to pick up on. And something that I'm still picking up on. So, especially with the outside zone, having, like you said, 3 steps to kind of read it, and then you got to make your cut, get to the second level, make a cut there, and then it comes, third level. And I know I had one against, Wake where, I got into the third level, kind of made a safety miss, but, I cut back on another defender that was coming my way, and, looking back at it, I should have just, kept running. So there's a lot of things that go into it. It's a tough process, but I love it. So.
Well, how difficult or challenging is this week going to be? Because obviously, if NC State and Wake lose, your season gets to another level. But I mean, that could all be over by the time you hit the field. Do you not even think about that, or do you focus solely on South Carolina? How do you handle that?
Yeah, That's a tough question, just because obviously we want to make it to the ACC championship. That's one of our goals. But another one of our goals is to win the state championship. So I think our minds are solely focused on beating South Carolina, because we know that we've handled what we can handle up to this point. And we had a tough September, had a tough loss to Pitt, but we've been great since then. And we've put ourselves in a position to make the ACC championship if things can roll our way, and UNC and BC come up with big wins. But we got to beat South Carolina this week. That's our opponent. That's who we're playing. So we're going to stay focused on them, and then just however things roll out.
So we heard about shit happens on the radio from Dabo.
Yeah.
During the Richard podcast, he said that he called you. So was that before he went on the radio? He told you about his idea?
Yeah, so he called me the night of the Florida State game. I guess the morning of. It was around 12 o'clock, and just kind of out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. Look at my phone, Coach Sweeney, and I was like, holy cow! So I picked it up, and he kind of told me about the idea and everything, and then kind of went on the radio and put it all out there. I saw it the next day. I was like, shoot, I got to make something happen before someone else does. So got with my rep, tried to make it happen as quick as I possibly could. Got it going. But yeah, all credit goes to Coach Sweeney and his friend that came up with the idea for that one. So.
You know who his friend is?
Yeah, her name is Sue. I actually got a chance to talk to her. I shot her a text just thanking her for the idea and allowing everything to kind of happen the way it did. But yeah, she came with a very creative, great idea. So.
That's what's crazy about Coach Sweeney is that as a head coach, he's always thinking about marketing and branding. That's different from other coaches.
Yeah, I think I kind of spoke on it a little bit with my podcast with Darian Rencher and the Players Pod. But everybody kind of has this mindset that Coach Sweeney doesn't want his players to profit off of NIL or make money. But I mean, I'm kind of sitting here as a prime example. In terms of he wants his players outside of football to be as successful as on the football field, and I think that's just kind of a little token of Coach Sweeney and what he's done for this program and for all the players. So yeah, he's got a great mindset. Always thinking about marketing ideas, and that's not the only one he's come up with. We'll kind of see in the future if maybe a couple others will come out here, but yeah, he's a great coach and also great marketing help as well.
What help was it for you to donate to a charitable cause as well?
Yeah, that was one of the things that me and my rep wanted to do from the beginning. Children of Levine's Hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina. I just have some really good ties there. Know a bunch of people. So just being able to donate any way that I can and help them out. Even if it's not as big of a donation, that can make a huge difference. Any little difference I can make there is what I wanted to do, and that was just easily the first one that came to mind. So. Yeah, it definitely means a lot. It makes it a lot better for me to kind of know that it's going to a good cause.
Speaking of shit happens, there was a group of two running backs here, Thunder and Lightning, CJ, James Davis. You and Kobe, kind of that great 1-2 punch. Does anybody come up with anything? The two of you yet? Do your teammates come up with anything?
Haven't heard anything yet. Kind of just rolling with it, but just to talk about Kobe, I mean, the game he had was incredible, and to kind of come back after that fumble, was the biggest thing, and to see him just want to get back in that huddle the next drive and go off like he did, I think it's just a great role model for me and for everyone out there, and it's just kind of a bigger picture type thing. But to have the game he had, so happy for him. all kind of the adversity he's faced this year with being out with COVID, getting a concussion against Louisville. I was very happy for him to have the game he did.
You guys combined for 43 carries. How fun was that?
Oh, it's so much fun. We're still talking about it. We kind of need to put it in the past, but it's a ton of fun. Just to know that they put the trust in us to combine for 43 carries and for us to produce the way we did. I think it just goes to show how much we've improved over the season. You go back to the Georgia game. I think we combined for under 10 carries and not very many yards either. So just to kind of see that improvement and just the relationship that we've been be able to create, and just how happy we are for one another. I think that's kind of just a great sign of how our room is. I think there was a lot of jealousy and just a bad makeup in our room kind of earlier in the season, and just the happiness for one another that we have it's great. It's great to know that someone can prosper and someone else is happy for him rather than kind of wishing on his downfall in the background.
I know you love running the football. But what's the adrenaline like when you get the play call in that you're going to get the wildcat and throw a pass?
It's a funny story. So I kind of get the call from the sideline. CJ's on the headset, Coach Spiller's on the headset, and he kind of lets me know. And then, he tells me, Coach Sweeney's going to come over here and ask you if you're ready and throw you in there. I was like, all right, So I told myself I got to calm down a little bit because adrenaline was pumping. I was happy. I was like, let's go, let's make it happen. But I knew I couldn't show Wake that anything was coming, so I had to go out there, cool mindset, had to act real chill. Got out there, made it happen. I really was just like a basketball floater. I heard everyone kind of make the joke. I heard the ESPN reporter was like, what a spiral. Obviously joking because it was probably the worst spiral ever. But hey, we put it in the spot, made it happen. Davis Allen made a great catch. But yeah, adrenaline was very high. Just had to hide it a little bit.
Will, can you elaborate on how the running back room has changed?
Yeah, in the obvious way, we've lost a couple soldiers, but I think what it's done is just made us so much closer as a group because we've had so much adversity with guys transferring out, and past couple of weeks, Kobe out with COVID, me kind of facing my injury, Phil Moffa kind of fighting through an injury, Darian Rencher just kind of being that leader for us. It's just, like I said, it's just made us so much stronger, and when one guy goes down, another guy steps up, and we can trust one another with our lives, and kind of a silly term to use, but I really trust every single guy in that room with anything, and just to kind of knowing that and having that knowledge is great.
Was it disheartening a little early on, though, that there was jealousy back there?
Yeah, I think you find that in a lot of programs, and I don't even know if jealousy is the right word. I think it's just tough when you got so many guys that are competitors, so many guys that love to compete, and just not everyone's going to get their bite because we have so many guys and we're such a great program. It's just hard early on because we had 5 or 6 guys that could all produce, and not everyone was getting able to. So I think some jealousy arose, some emotions arose, and everything's figured its way out. God has a funny way of kind of just panning everything out, and it's done that.
Was that the best the offensive lines played in your mind last week? And were you starting to click for that? It was so much better, it seemed like, than the week before.
Yeah, they played it. Incredible game. I was kind of talking with them, just throughout the game and even after. It's just like every time a run play was called, it was just kind of my mindset shifted from 2 or 3 yards to everyone could break, and that's really how it was. So they played great up front. It's great to see those boys working. But I think just having that group, kind of a group that is so tight knit and starting to gain some chemistry is one of the biggest things. That's been one of the headlines is haven't started the same O-line group, and didn't even this past week, but those guys are just so tight up front, and to see them be able to flourish like that against a top 10 team is great to see, and I think it just adds confidence to kind of gain that momentum and continue to move forward.
How did you see Spiller handle the room when emotions were rising?
Yeah, Coach Spiller, one of the best dudes I've ever, been a part of. Just to have that relationship is crazy. But to kind of answer your question, I'm sure he's seen greater pressures in his life, than handling, a running back room with some emotions and jealousy and stuff like that. But no, he handled it great. He's great with having those relationships and really communicating in a great way with all of his players. And I know kind of with my experiences with him is he'll call you into the room and he'll have the conversations that's needed to have, and he'll tell you what you need to hear. But he's also there for you in any way that you need it, on the field, off the field. So I think just him as a leader and as a manager of the room, he handled it so greatly, and I don't think anybody could have handled it better than he did.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. You know how CJ doesn't know how to handle it. He needs to be fired, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It looks like he doesn't take any guff from anybody, first of all. He's not kind of your typical first-year coach. Would you say that?
100%. You know, he has so much knowledge and of the game and kind of just how to lead. That's one thing I would say. His leadership qualities are something to look up to because he's been through it all, and to have that in your room, and he's like you said, he's not going to be kind of pushed back or he's not going to take anything that he doesn't need to take, and that's all I'll say about it. That's all I'll say about it.
How much of his experience being in NFL, working with egos, having to go through that at that level helped him during that moments when all that was going on early in the season?
Yeah, I think that's a huge reason why he's so good at it, is because he's been through those experiences. He's had to deal with emotions flaring up in an NFL locker room. So to kind of be scaled back a little bit in a college running back room, I think it's probably really easy for him to handle, and he showed that because he did a great job with it.
Anything from Zoom for Will before we go to Walker Parks? All right, thanks, Will.
Thank you, guys.